Hey people, welcome to the show. So I got a couple of goofy little grown-up stories I can give to you today. Um, it's about my very first time, the loss of that virginity. It should always be a special time for somebody. Something that's gonna be memorable. Cherishable moment. You always think about it like you should be with someone that you truly love and have a close relationship with, but as life goes. That doesn't quite happen too often. So mine is kind of a goofy little tale. Um, I was 14 years old, um, and I started talking to one of my buddy D's, his sister's friends. They came over to our house. She was 13, and I thought she was attractive. She thought I was attractive. We got on together a little bit, and we decided we would have a little relationship. So me and her started dating, and it was probably only like the second day of the relationship. We are all hanging out at this really dirty creek. This dirty creek is where we used to go in the summertime to swim. And I would say this water, very very slow moving, uh, probably stagnant, poisonous, dangerous water. It even ran off into like the sewage overflow river in our area, you know, just filthy ass water. So we're all having a good time. We're all uh, hanging out, swimming, and she just mentions, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had sex right here in this river?" And me, yeah, I shot up like a little rocket there. Yeah, that would be a fantastic thing. Losing my virginity right here in front of everybody in this dirty ass water. Let's make it happen. So, what does this girl do? She pulls that little underwear to her side, and we just start going at it right there in front of like six people. But you can't see because we're swimming in brown, disgusting creek water, and it's cold. It's cold. So, well, we go at this, you know, 10, 15 minutes. I'm not able to finish. This is weird as fuck. We're in a standing position. The water's freezing. Um, we are with a bunch of eyes on us until they decided to give us a little space and moved further upstream. And then we went at that, and that was my glorious, beautiful moment. And like, usually start to fall for someone that you have such an intense little bond as losing your virginity to. So I was crushing on her now. We hang out. We all stayed over at that friend's. The next day, I'm a gentleman. I walk her. It's like the 2 miles to her house, and tell her that I really liked her and I wanted to see her again the next day. And she told me I was basically coming on a little too strong, and she didn't want to. So our relationship soon ended right after that. Just got to bang this girl, and that was it. So that was a little confusing. Didn't really know what to make of that or what to make of myself. Come to find out, a little later, this girl said I had a small dick to my other people's friends, and that kind of blows my mind because as far as proportion goes, if you look up average, I am as average as can be. So small, it didn't quite fit it. And also, it's so bizarre that a 13-year-old girl would know what a small dick is. As it turns out, I was probably like eighth or ninth person that she has slept with. So Lord knows what was going on with this poor girl. What kind of trauma she had inflicted upon her, or if that was just a natural slut from the beginning. But I was down on the roster for this young lady, and she didn't. There was actually a time in the future where me, my friends, a bunch of other people are over there, all fucking smoking weed and hanging out, and she had come over, went in the other room to hang out with her friends, and it was like, damn, like four of us have smashed this girl, and we're all hanging out in the same room together. But I didn't see her too much more. Uh, After about a year into the all of us hanging out and that incident, I think she sort of drifted away from that friend group, and never saw her again until recently. Like now, I see her every few months. It feels like I see that girl um, begging for money on the on and off ramps of the highway because she turned into a dope fiend. Now she's out here begging people for money so she can get high. So, what a fucking wonky world we live in, huh? Yeah, yeah. So that was my beautiful first time. Start me off on my sexual escapades. Um, but the only time I had sex during high school was this with this lovely woman. Um, Besides that, there was only one occasion where I found myself really put into a friend zone. And not like the friend zone is like you're friends with someone you want to have sex with. Sure, I mean, done that plenty of times. Why else would I have a female friend if I wasn't trying, didn't have the desire to fuck her? But like friend zone is as in they know you want them and they will string you along a little bit, give you little crumbs of affection so that they can try to get things out of you. Only had that happen to me once. Because Lord knows I wouldn't let that happen ever again. I don't, I kind of grew up a bit and know what signs to look out for. But, about 16 years old, well, beautiful to me girl, Tanya. I met her with a group of our friends while hanging out, getting drunk, having a good time. Um, see, she was like the perfect aesthetic for me. I've always been a little bit of a race trader, a race mixer. She was a mulatto, fucking just love brown skin girls, and she had the hippie aesthetic, and I just quickly fell head over heels for this woman. Uh, we hit it off. We became good friends. We'd be texting all the time, and at least like once or twice, three times a month, we would hang out either in groups of people or I would go to her house. She would come to mine. My family knew I was obsessed with this girl, just loved her to death. And she would just she knew it. She knew it. And she would just trickle little things to me to keep stringing me along, you know, affectionate hugs, sweet words from time to time, just little things. And I'm still a very timid little boy, so I'm kind of a pussy. I probably could have, well, I didn't, but just outright got it out the way. Hey, let's go out, or let's keep it pushing. But I don't recall ever doing that. I don't know if I ever dropped that ultimatum down there. But she tried to play her cards and get things from me. We would go out to the mall. She'd always be asking me to buy her stuff. But luckily, I guess not luckily, but I'm a cheapskate. I'm a miser. I hate spending money, so I never bought her shit except for birthdays and Christmas. Birthdays and Christmas, sure, she got gifts from me, but All the other times we hung out, she's always asking me for shit. Nothing, never. Wouldn't happen. I mean, even to this day, my goddamn girl right now, she can barely get anything extra out of me. I am just I hate spending money on things. Like experiences, yes, we'll go out and we'll do some shit, but you want me to buy you something? Fuck, you got your own money, buy yourself. But yeah, I wanted this girl so bad, and other people couldn't really understand it because like we were on the same, probably the same rating looks wise. None of us are super attractive, you know, like. But she hit certain areas for me that just made me want her so bad. She also was kind of ran through a little bit herself. I had two buddies who were like, "Hey man, you know, we fingered this girl before, and like the smell, the smell on our fingers was so goddamn putrid. Are you sure you want this?" And I'm, yes, yes I do, yes I do. I want that disgusting, smelly, nasty pussy. Yes, this is what I want. So you know, even other people are like, "Oh, are you sure, dude? Why this one?" Couldn't help it. This one was my calling. I fucking loved her. Um, Not to the point that, wow, I even lied in my other story. You know, as I'm walking here, things slowly hit me back. So, um, yes, I am obsessed with her. I did end up having sex with one other person. It was one of her friends. Because, well, shit, I wasn't getting it from her, and she had some moderately attractive friends, so I was talking to them on the side as well. Could never get that. Could never get Tanya, but she did have a little redhead friend who showed a little interest in me, and one day me and her were hanging out. Tanya ain't there, and I get lucky. I do get to smash this girl, and so something super embarrassing and probably mean happened. Is, you know, we have a good night. We had a nice night together, me and this girl, and I'm walking her to the door of my house because she's got her ride outside, and we're saying goodbye, and I say goodbye, Tanya. And just the look of disgust on her face and the embarrassment on mine. Oh, because she had to have known that I liked her too as well, and then to hear me just fuck up her name and call it the other person's name. She never talked to me again. Oh, that ended right then and there. Whew, we not a text, not a nothing. Never interacted ever again at that point. And I don't blame her for that. I mean, damn, that had to hurt. You just had some dude bang you out and he refers to you as your friend's name. And that's not even the first time that happened. There was even a girl at senior year that I was talking to, and we didn't have sex or anything, but like just by accident, I called her that other girl's name, and she started crying. Like, but I couldn't help it. This was my one-itis. This is the girl who she had me wrapped around her finger. I would have dropped anyone in the world to be with this girl, and she knew it. She knew it, and she. So like one time we were smoking together, and you know how like you might blow smoke into each other's mouths. You know, we did that, except our lips, with our lips connecting. That was probably that was probably my chance. Probably should have, you know, just started making out, but we just kept it as the lips touching, blowing smoke, you know, shotgunning it to each other. Did that a couple times. That was probably my chance. You know, I had no game. I was still a little timid boy. Fucked it up right there. And then even to the point that she gave me the worst possible hint at taking, just, you know, because that's what she wanted. She didn't want me to tell her let's date or anything. She just wanted me to take her, I believe. So this bitch, she tells me, I I've always had a fantasy of wanting to be raped. But I don't want to be raped by like a stranger, you know? I want to be raped by someone that's a friend of mine and close to me. Like, that was my cue. That was my chance right there. Is the girl telling me that I should fucking rape her. But I'm not a goddamn rapist. That's what, no, I'm not trying to go to jail and ruin my fucking life. So I let that pass. I let that die. Because no, if you don't want to be with me, if we're not going to have fucking normal relations, so be it. So time went on and we just drifted apart. I let it die. Though I still thought about her from time to time. And if she ever would have came around fucking for a lot of my life, I would have fucking dove in, took that chance, but it never came up. Um, many years later, at the very end of my Army career, I started talking to an old friend I met through her, who we had hung out with in our youth all together. She was another mulatto, super beautiful girl, and we hooked up in the future. And then in one of our conversations, she had told me, I had thought you were attractive back in high school, and I wanted to talk to you, but Tanya told me no. She says that you belong to her. I was, so I can't remember the conversation, but basically I was her pet. I was her toy, and she had control over me. I was her property. So this other girl was not allowed to holler at me, and so she didn't. God damn. But I never let anything like that happen ever again. Not that those situations ever came up, or I don't see that ever happening again if I find myself single. But just some goofy tales, man. Goofiness here. And I might have to do this forward facing camera. I don't know. There's a nice crack all along the front camera, so it shines and it glistens whenever I have it facing me and I'm walking out here in the sunlight. Oh man. But yep, that's the end of that bullshit. So think of something else for next time. Take care, everyone.